I had to find all of these resources by myself. I had to crawl out of this hole on my own. And I want to be that helping hand to help you take that first step. Welcome to the Travel Not to Escape podcast. I'm your host, Jolene on the Go, solo female traveler and creative entrepreneur. Think of me as your skydive instructor, empowering you to take the leap into solo travel to push past your fears and transform your life. Join me every Tuesday as we explore the world of solo travel with purpose and discover how you can use it for your personal transformation, learn how to make meaningful connections around the world, and reignite your spirit of play. We aren't just talking about traveling to find ourselves anymore. We're all about doing the work to understand who we authentically are, breaking through our limiting beliefs, and taking the leaps to manifest lives we are excited about. Through interviews, solo episodes, and meditations, each episode is packed with practical tips, strategies, and inspiring stories from guests who have transformed their lives through solo travel. Whether you're a seasoned traveler or just starting out on your journey, the Travel Not to Escape podcast is here to inspire and empower you to solo travel with purpose. Strap on your helmet. We're about to jump headfirst into the journey of a lifetime. Are you ready? Let's go. Hello, Navigators. So today we're going to be kicking off the very first episode of the Travel Not to Escape podcast. So I'm just so excited to welcome you on board and thank you for listening. For the first episode, I'm going to start with explaining what is Travel Not to Escape, the mission of this movement, and the three pillars that it's based on. I'll also cover a bit about me and why I started all of this. So let's dive in. Travel Not to Escape is based on transformation, connection, and play. Let's call it a movement. And the movement is towards more intentionality, not just in travel, but in our lives. And in a world that often emphasizes escape, distraction, instant gratification, I want to bring you a movement that disrupts that. My overall mission in my life is to empower women to have the courage to live a meaningful life. And I'm doing that through Travel Not to Escape. And this isn't just about solo travel, it's really about the three pillars of transformation, connection, and play. And the vision for this movement is that you start to make intentional choices in your life and you start to embrace solo travel as that vehicle for you to be able to make those changes that will help you grow personally, help you discover who it is that you are authentically, and you start to build genuine connections in your life and really experience the joy of play again. So, why is this my mission? Why these three pillars? Well, I have been where you probably are right now, and I'm going to share a bit about where I was in 2016, and that was in the rock bottom of a massive depression pit. And from the outside looking in, you probably would have thought that I was pretty successful. I had received my degree in neuroscience. I was making six figures in a career that I had worked really hard to get to as a healthcare consultant. I had a 10-year relationship with my high school sweetheart, and I was going out every weekend with a lot of friends. And from the outside looking in, seemed to have all my things together. But what people didn't see, what I didn't allow them to see, rather, was that I was waking up with panic attacks every morning. I could barely get out of my bed most days, and I would more than likely cry on my way driving to the office. I had an eating disorder and had gained a ton of weight over the 10 years because it was my only way of controlling my life, or one aspect of my life, rather. So
I was also, on top of that, realizing other physical health changes. I was getting checked into the ER for random bouts of nerve pain, stress rashes, just all sorts of things. They actually couldn't diagnose me with anything besides the fact that I had extreme stress and anxiety. So I share all of this because this is what I was actually going through internally. And I didn't really have any support systems in place where I could reach out to anyone. I wasn't seeing a therapist. I didn't really feel as though I could reach out to friends. I felt like a burden and was just going through all of this myself. My boyfriend at the time, also not a very emotionally supportive person. So actually started traveling when I was 20, but only around 25 was I actually solo traveling more consistently. And with each trip, it was this revelation that I experienced. I found that I was making all these amazing connections with people I had common values with. They appreciated travel as much as I did. And I just felt more social, more free, and just generally happier because I wasn't working. I wasn't having to be in the day to day of my actual life. And then I would come back after each trip. I would be even more depressed than when I started. And I just felt like I was spiraling out of control. And I learned all of these lessons the hard way. I was stuck in a lot of these patterns for a really long time. And I out of this rock bottom pit I was experiencing, I crawled my way out, and I did so by finally, opening up and realizing I needed a therapist, I needed coaches. I was open to anything and everything that would help heal me. So I started doing different spiritual modalities, meeting a lot of different connections, solo traveling to escape, yes. But after a lot of years, finally learned all of the lessons that I needed to get to this point where I would say I'm on the other side and I'm more whole, I'm more authentically me, and now I'm ready to share all of this with you. I want to create this space now that I wish I had when I was just starting. I had to find all of these resources by myself. I had to crawl out of this hole on my own, and I want to be that helping hand to help you take that first step of transformation, connection, and play because I truly believe these three things, after everything I've learned, really form the foundation of this transformative solo travel journey and all the personal growth and self discovery that I went through that I can help teach others on their journey now as well. So, we're going to go over each one of these on a high level today, and then we're going to deep dive into them in the upcoming episodes. We'll also talk to other guests, other solo female travelers about their own transformative experiences as well as it relates to these pillars. So, the first pillar is, of course, transformation. And it really is at the heart of this Travel Not to Escape movement. And it's really because it's not about running away from all of life's challenges, but having the courage to face them head on while you're exploring the world. So it pushes you to understand that the real change starts from within. And it's not just about changing your surroundings, changing the city that you're in, and constantly running away from yourself, because that's just not possible. It's really about sitting with yourself and making those changes, reflecting on what steps you need to take. The problem isn't really what's going on around you, it's what's going on within you. And I believe, and I instill that into Travel Not to Escape, that every person has the power to transform their own life. No matter where you're starting from or what you've been through, you can take ownership wherever you're at right now of your life. You can break through those limiting beliefs that you might not even know that you have, and you can create a life that aligns with your values. So, that is all about transformation. Connection. Connection is another pillar because as a human species, we're not meant to be isolated. But there is a rising trend of loneliness and disconnection in the world. The pandemic highlighted recently for all of us that need for human connection. So even though solo travel, by its name, sounds like you are by yourself navigating the world, I want to show you that this is further from the truth. We're going to dive in throughout the podcast episodes to show you the power of connection and how to make meaningful connections anywhere in the world. And connections means connecting with yourself, connecting with the people around you across different geographical areas and cultural and language differences. And we're going to teach how to better connect with the world around you so that there's so many areas of connection I'm excited to guide you through. And the first piece is really through our Travel Not to Escape community. We have a Facebook group, and it's going to be linked in the show notes, and you can become a navigator. And we are navigators in this community because we have direction and purpose in our travels. We aren't just wanderers anymore. We have intentionality in where we're going. So I'm excited to dive in deep with connection with this community and on the ongoing episodes. The third pillar is play. And you might think like how is play and travel related? And I've found that play is so important and so significant in the transformation journey that I made it one of the pillars of this, because when you infuse childlike curiosity and wonder into every moment, whether you're on the road or whether you're at home, you're really allowing yourself to celebrate life rather than just escape it. Play helps you take on life's challenges. Especially when you're traveling solo, you end up having to navigate a lot of these hard things, making so many decisions. And there's this idea that once you're an adult, you just have to do the routines, you just have to be responsible and have everything together. So, what the reason play is so important is because it helps you rediscover the beauty in the little things, savoring the present and embracing the unexpected, allowing and helping you to become more vulnerable and make those deeper connections. Play is infectious, and when you're living life with a spirit of play, you start to create an atmosphere of joy, and then you become so inspiring to others that they then want to do the same. That play, that spirit of play starts to spread to them. So, transformation, connection, and play. With these three pillars, I am inviting you to live life with intention, forge meaningful connections, and rediscover the lightness and the magic of play. So, let's embark on this journey together to transform not only the way we travel, but the way we live. Stay tuned for our next adventure. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the Travel Not to Escape podcast. I hope you found our conversation inspiring and insightful. And if you're ready to take the next step in your journey of self-discovery through intentional travel, I invite you to join our vibrant and supportive community of solo female travelers over on Facebook. Inside our community, you'll find like-minded women from all walks of life sharing their stories, experiences, and tips on how to make travel a transformative part of your life. It's a safe space to ask questions, seek advice, and find inspiration. To become a part of this incredible community, simply search for Travel Not to Escape on Facebook groups, or you can click the link in the episode description. I can't wait to welcome you into our tribe of fearless travelers. Remember, your journey of self-discovery begins with that first step, so don't hesitate, join us today, and let's embark on this adventure together. Until next time, keep exploring, connecting, and playing, and safe travels, navigators.